Ms. Renuka Chaudhary, welcome to India today. Thank you for taking the time out. It's a busy winter session where Parliament is concerned. As we speak, there are heated debates going on where Parliament comes into question. But to reflect, Ms. Chaudhary, I'm somebody who's been multiple times a Rajya Sabha MP. You are currently a senior Rajya Sabha
I was
MP.
also Lok Sabha.
You were also twice Lok Sabha. You've also been the Women and Child Development Minister. You've also been very often in the crosshairs of the Treasury benches where the Parliament is concerned. And we are coming off and meeting you at a time where, I don't know if it's happening, you tell me, is there going to be a privilege motion moved against you for calling the MPs in Parliament what you referred to as dogs?
I didn't.
You didn't refer?
No, I didn't call any MP a dog. It would be very insulting to the dogs. All right? Because there are traits and qualities in a dog that human beings don't have. We don't have that kind of loyalty, that non-judgment, the kind of unconditional love and devotion that a dog gives. So I don't think human beings are fit to be called dogs. The dogs would be very humiliated. So I didn't call anyone a dog, but if it fits, the coat fits someone and they want to wear it, I can't object, can I?
You being your caustic self, but I'll go back to what really happened. There have been multiple instances. Like I said, you find yourself very often in the crosshairs of the Treasury benches. It's not the first time, but let's talk about this time with what happened. What made you, because get a stray dog in your car to Parliament? What really happened?
I was on the road heading to Parliament, and opposite Claridge's, that long part of the island, not the main island, a scooterist came in and he turned right abruptly. We didn't hit him, but another car, I think it was one of those smaller cars, that went and hit him.
The dog?
No,
the
hit
scooterist.
the scooterist.
Right.
He just abruptly, we narrowly missed him. So my driver, as a reflex, pulled up to the left and waited, stopped, because it crashed. The car and the scooter crashed. Luckily, that chap had a helmet. He fell down, and the car guy got out. It was quite a loud bang. And as good old Indians, 10 scooters, 30 cars, everybody stops, and there's a huge ruckus, and there's this little creature, tiny thing with its tail tucked, caught in all that, and running around. You could see her visibly shivering and trying to negotiate the crowds and terrified out of its mind. So I did what I thought any decent human being should do. I said, please pick it up. Pick it up before it goes under the tire or it gets killed. And then we looked around, no one came to claim. So I said, put it in the car, I'm getting late for Parliament, drop me at the house and come back. Bring the dog back to the house and we'll wait. And we'll tell people, and if somebody comes to claim the dog, well and good.
So, Ms. Chaudhary, you don't think this was a political stunt? Because many people are reading it. It's something that Renuka Chaudhary does very often. She's a clickbait MP in Parliament. And this is a political stunt, once again, to, take a pot shot at the government.
Saving a dog? It would save the government's image.
You did it out of...
If really that was the government's image, they desperately need a makeover. So if my bringing a dog to Parliament elevated their status, they should be very lucky.
So you did it at the goodness of your heart? You had no other malice intended?
I'm a dog lover, everyone knows that. I'm an animal lover. We have geese, we have chicken, we have dogs, we have cats. My daughter rescues them perennially, and our home is home to all of them. We also rescue human beings.
Okay, so you bring the dog to Parliament, Ms. Chaudhary, but then you go ahead and say that it's better than the dogs inside.
No, I said the ones who actually bite and sting are inside the house.
And you also use
bite.
You also use the term government.
No, I said Sarkar chalate hain.
So you intended on clearly the Treasury benches, not your side of the MPs.
No, there are lots of people who chalao the Sarkar, and like I say, if the coat fits, wear it.
You don't regret it, or what you said? In hindsight, because sometimes you say things which could be misconstrued.
No, I don't regret it because it is a fact. that the government bites citizens. Look at the mess in the airports today. Today is what, the third or fifth day of Indigo mess. Hundreds, lakhs of passengers are held to ransom. The government makes a statement saying that we are going to keep the prices capped after the damage is done. Nothing like that is happening. You look at the government, the kind of laws they bring in, look at the electoral mess that they have made in the vote chori issue. So you don't think they are the people who are biting and stinging the citizen? I mean, there's a literal and a metamorphical way of talking.
All right, so you have zero regrets.
No, I have no regrets. I think it was just off-the-cuff witty remark. If they have no sense of humor, they don't. They have a strong sense of humor. That's the problem.
What's the status on a privilege motion that possibly is going to be moved against you?
Waiting and waiting and waiting, and nothing's happening. So
Nothing's happened yet, but you're waiting. Do you think it's going to happen this winter session, or they've got enough on their plate?
Frankly, it's not a priority in my life. If they move for privilege, so be it. If they don't move for privilege, it's the dawning of wisdom for them. So...
All right, so, but it didn't stop there, Ms. Chowdhury, because again I'll say, I'm going back to the recent sequence of events, and there is a chronology to it, a word that you use very often sometimes in your tweets. So chronology dekhiye. What happens is you begin with the fact that you get a dog to Parliament, which as per the Supreme Court guidelines you're not supposed to do, even if it's a sterilized dog, in public spaces, in the recent guidelines which have come in. And then when you're asked that there could be a privilege motion that would be moved against you, your response, many would thought very amusing. We thought it was funny, but clearly there's somebody that didn't think it funny, where you responded with a bow wow.
What do you say? I mean, is this the issue that you'd move for privilege on? I mean, is this even an issue to start with? I mean, we are reeling under pollution. The Supreme Court's not taking cognizance of that. What has the Supreme Court said about that? The lakhs and millions of children with lung issues, senior citizens dying, youth who are being affected because they are the wage earners for this country. They contribute towards the GDP here. None of that is relevant. I rescue a dog, and Supreme Court never said that I can't rescue a dog as a citizen. It is not there. And sometimes the Supreme Court, with due respect to the court, there is a constitutional obligation where we look after our animals. And so sweeping judgments or orders saying, take them and throw them into wherever they say, where the shelters are not there.
Okay, so you clearly are a dog lover.
Yeah,
and you don't, and you know, so...
And in this winter, and that's a little puppy. It was no threat to anyone.
Okay, so fair point. So you seem to be a dog lover. You did it in the interest. Okay, and then to respond, because a journalist asks you that there's a possibility of a privilege motion, you turn around and you say bow wow, which again...
No, because, I mean, hello, I get down, it's over, the whole show is over, I thought. And then I get, oh, what are you going to say? There's a privilege motion against you. What are you going to say? What does one say?
So you think it's misplaced priorities in terms
absolutely.
of trying to move a privilege motion against you?
Yes.
With what Priyanka
Against
Gandhi
an issue,
also...
a non-issue like that. It's not against me. I'm not afraid.
So you're saying it's a non-issue. Like Priyanka Gandhi in her speech, where Vande Mataram was being debated, also said that this is a non-issue. They're implied.
Yes.
Implied that there are bigger issues that needed to be discussed.
No, she never said that.
No, she didn't say it, but she implied that there are other issues that we should be discussing.
More crushing importance has to be given to other issues. And all that this government does from the time they wake up every morning, you know, it's wonderful. There's a story that says how a negative-minded demon always took the Lord's name, and finally he found a place in heaven, and the other devotee asked that, how has he earned a place in heaven? Because he's always been against you. He's asked the Lord. So the Lord said, yeah, but he wakes up every morning and he takes my name. So somewhere in heaven, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru must be also smiling benevolently. This government wakes up every morning, 3 times, 4 times a day. They will take Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's name. These are people who haven't read the history of this country, who have no idea and have a single agenda that they want to be more greater and grander than Pandit Nehru and make people forget Nehru. there's a whole Nehruvian perception in the world. It's going to take more than 11 years and a few elections for people to forget.